Alright guys, so we're all in quarantine. I've got a nice chicken here. I'm going to break it down. I'm going to do a couple of different recipes with it. It's good if we buy the meat and we're cooking, we got like time to do it. It's nice to have 2 or 3 different marinades, so we get 2 or 3 meals out of it. It's helpful to save a bit of dough because we all need a bit of money saved at the moment, and it's also a bit more creative, so you're not eating the same thing all the time. I'm going to give a couple of recipes for where I'm from. That's London. We've got lots of different influences from there. I'm going to teach you how to do one Jamaican recipe, one Indian recipe, and then we'll probably make a stock using the bones and stuff like that. All right, so let's get started. So here we've got Mr. Chicken. Cooked knife, nice sharp knife. Okay, so the first job I'm going to do is just take the wings off. 1, 2. All we're doing is cutting through the bone, yeah? Just of the wings. If you're not sure where that is, there's joints on all of the birds. The bird pretty much tells us where everything is. If you buy a bird and you get a bag of offal, don't throw that away. That's all gonna go into the stock we're gonna make later. People turn their noses up at offal, but actually it's delicious and it's super cheap, okay? Offal's like your heart, esophagus, lungs, liver, brains. I have to eat a lot of brains because I didn't get a lot when I was born. All right, so first things first, we're taking the wings off. Now I'm gonna sit the chicken on the side, okay? Now what I'm gonna do is lift the leg up slightly. When I lift it, the skin's gonna pull. So what I'm gonna do is just very gently make a cut there, okay, with the knife. Just be careful, like that, okay? Then what you need to do is crack it. Just use the weight of the bird and your thumb on the back to crack it. So just that motion there, okay? Then we're gonna take the knife and we're gonna follow that cut, just like that. And then we're gonna be left with the leg, all right? Easy. Same this side. Little crack, then we're gonna follow the knife along. Remember, when you're cutting, always think about where you're gonna cut. For me, I'm practiced, so I know to keep my hands safe, yeah? There's a couple of basic rules. Always keep your hands away from what you're cutting, is the first. If you're cutting on the chopping board, pyramid fingers, so it's like this, okay? So when we use the knife, we've got that front finger just bent up a little bit, so we're protecting our fingers as we chop. Right. Now comes the breast. This is a bit more complicated and takes a little bit more skill. If you feel down the middle, we've got a breastbone. So it's like us, we've got a breastplate right there, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the tip of the knife and I'm gonna feel my way in. This part of your knife is very important when we use butchery. I've used that blade there, cut all the way down. So as you can see now, we've exposed the chicken fillet and we've exposed the breast, and that's just with the first cut of the tip. And all we've got to do is look down, see where the bone is, and just make small slices with the tip of our knife. Always keep the blade attached to the bone. If you do that, it's going to ensure a nice clean cut. Just keep going. If you feel resistance on the knife, don't try and cut through that yet. What we're looking to do is for the breast to fall off. We've got the wishbone out of the way there. We're going to cut this part up. Now we're getting to the wing bone. So that's going to be a point. So basically all we're going to do is just take our knife and cut through that bone there. So that's one breast, all right? Pop this one over here so we've got him. This is kind of a classic French cut, if you like, which we use for saute, okay? So with this side, it's the same again, just in reverse, okay? If you want to turn the chicken around and do the same way, it's up to you. We've got a nice carcass, nice and clean. If you go underneath, there's a couple of nice oysters underneath here with a bit more meat on if you want to take those off. I'm gonna leave a little bit of the meat on there because I'm gonna roast that for a chicken stock later. I don't like to waste anything. I think it's much more fun when we're cooking to have some other element that we can make another dish with. So we've got the breasts there and we just need to trim them up a little bit. As you can see, there's a bit of skin here, there's a bit of skin there. So what I want to do, I want to trim it slightly, okay? So I'm just going to take my knife, I'm going to follow the shape of the breast. Very important that the breast stays covered with the skin, especially when we're cooking. It's going to keep it nice and moist. Take those away. And if we look underneath, just check there's no sinew. So the sinew, you'll be able to see if there's a bit of white meat, so just take that out. Sinew is like a muscle, basically, that we want to remove because A, it doesn't taste good, B, the texture's not very good. It's going to determine the shape of your breast when you're cooking, okay? Right, I like to do a supreme or a French trim on this wing bone. So all we're doing, we're just using the knife and gravity to make a cut with that bone there. I'm going to just take my hand and I'm just going to pull that up. It comes off nice and cleanly, like that, okay? You can give that a little trim up if you want. I'm just going to give it a little tap just to clean it. Like so, okay? If you do that part, just be very careful. It's always the heel of the knife and keep your other hand right out of the way, okay? And you'll need a little bit of pressure. So same again, skin out, skin out. That looks good. Looks quite clean already, that breast, okay? So that's a nice one. We'll take that meat out of there. We'll take that meat out of there. Now, same again with the supreme bone. You can keep that on. It's purely aesthetics for me. I like the look of it on the plate. Just taking off the excess meat from the bone. Doesn't really do anything to the finished dish. I like it. I like the way that bone looks. I'm gonna leave it like that. Okay, so legs. When we're marinating legs, I like to score the leg a little. But what's important is we have a line in the fat here. So you'll see a nice line here. So this is where the drumstick and the thigh meet each other. So if we take the knife, follow that line, we're gonna cut straight through the bone. So you're gonna have a little diagonal cut on your wing, and then you got a nice thigh, okay? So that's the thigh and the leg. So again, you see the fat there, feel with your finger, through. Fat out on our little pile of goodness. And there you go. Chicken's broken down, ready to go. I'm gonna keep the breast whole. I'm gonna cook the legs because then everything cooks more or less at the same time. If I cut the breast down and keep the leg like that, the breast is gonna cook before the leg and the breast will get dry. So I'm gonna keep that nice and whole. Probably enough to feed 3 or 4 people, or if you're like me, 1.5. Enjoy, I'm gonna show you some marinades in the next video. Thank you.